It's World Elephant Day Friday, and major tech companies like eBay, Etsy, and Tencent are making efforts to stop illegal wildlife trafficking online. Joining us now from London is Tanya McRae-Steele from the International Fund for Animal Welfare. So Tanya, tell us more about what these tech companies are doing.
Well, we've seen so far one by one companies sign up to do more to protect wildlife. But what's exciting about today is these tech companies are all joining forces to create a wall against wildlife cybercriminals. And they are going to be out there policing, checking for these posts and removing them, and really cutting back on what is a very severe problem for wildlife today.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds as though some wildlife memorabilia won't be available on sites like Etsy and eBay. Is that right?
What this ban is really focusing on is the illegal trade. So if you're putting something up online that's from an endangered, protected wildlife product or wildlife animal that shouldn't be being traded, then it will be removed in accordance with the law.
Okay, and do you think these measures will be effective?
Yeah, we know that there's no silver bullet. It's all about coming together and ramping up the effort, sending out a strong deterrent out there to the wildlife cybercriminals, but also working with enforcers and working with legislation and making sure that all together we can really clamp down on wildlife cybercrime.
Well, how prevalent is wildlife tracking online? Give us a sense of, the degree of the problem.
Well, we did an investigation in 2014 called Wanted Dead or Alive, and we found in that time, over the space of just 6 weeks across 16 countries, there was over 30,000 live animals and their body parts available for sale over the internet.
And at the International Fund for Animal Welfare, tell us what you guys are doing to help solve this problem.
So we're working with online tech companies to make sure that they have robust policies in place and that where they're supporting them to ensure those policies are effectively enforced. And in addition to that, we're working with enforcers to provide them with information that can lead to investigations and prosecutions. And in addition, we're providing them with training. We are also working with governments to make them aware that this is a very serious problem and they need to support companies in addressing this and empower their enforcers to go out there and capture the bad guys, and also look at changing legislation and introducing new measures specifically to tackle the unique threat of wildlife crime.
And just real quick, for consumers out there who want to help personally in this effort, what can they do?
Well, we need everybody to be there, the eyes and ears on this issue, because the internet is vast and there's always going to be those individuals who slip through the net. So when you see these posts, please go and report them to these companies who are now committed to ensuring that they stamp out wildlife cybercrime on their sites.
All right, Tanya, certainly an important cause. We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.
I'm Scott Gam, and you're watching The Street.